From a young age, Steve Jobs displayed an insatiable curiosity. He was different. He questioned everything. The world fascinated him. Whether it was the inner workings of a simple toy or the complexities of a computer, young Steve wanted to understand it all. His relentless questioning often left adults around him both amused and perplexed. But for Steve, it was never just about asking questions. It was about finding answers and pushing boundaries. Growing up in Silicon Valley, he was surrounded by technology. The environment was a melting pot of innovation and creativity. Every corner of his neighborhood buzzed with the latest advancements in electronics and computing. This unique setting provided Steve with a playground of endless possibilities. He would often visit local tech companies, soaking in the knowledge and dreaming of the future. It sparked a fire in him. This fire wasn't just a fleeting interest. It was a deep-seated passion that would drive him for the rest of his life. He began to see technology not just as a tool, but as a canvas for his creativity. The more he learned, the more he wanted to innovate and create something new. Jobs was also a bit of a rebel. He challenged authority. In school, he often found himself at odds with teachers and administrators. He didn't fit the mold of a typical student. Instead of following the rules, he questioned them. This rebellious streak wasn't about causing trouble, it was about seeking a deeper understanding and finding better ways to do things. He didn't always follow the rules. This non-conformity was evident in every aspect of his life. While other kids were content with the status quo, Steve was always looking for ways to break the mold. He believed that rules were meant to be challenged, and that true innovation came from thinking outside the box. This rebellious spirit would define his path. It gave him the courage to take risks and the determination to pursue his vision, no matter the obstacles. Steve's defiance wasn't just about rejecting norms, it was about creating new ones. He saw the world not as it was, but as it could be. It would fuel his creativity. This creativity wasn't limited to technology. Steve had a keen interest in art and design. He believed that the intersection of technology and the humanities was where true innovation happened. This belief would later become a cornerstone of his work at Apple. He wasn't afraid to be different. He embraced it. In a world that often values conformity, Steve's willingness to stand out was both his greatest strength and his biggest challenge. He understood that being different wasn't just about being unique. It was about making a difference. This unique combination of traits, curiosity, rebelliousness, and a passion for technology, laid the foundation for his future success. These qualities weren't just individual traits, they were interconnected. His curiosity drove his rebelliousness, and his rebelliousness fueled his passion for technology. Together, they created a powerful force that would shape his destiny. He was destined to change the world. Even as a young boy, there was a sense that Steve was meant for something greater. His vision extended far beyond the confines of his immediate surroundings. He dreamed of a future where technology could change lives and make the world a better place. He just didn't know it yet. At that age, Steve was still discovering who he was and what he wanted to do, but every experience, every challenge, and every triumph was preparing him for the incredible journey ahead. Jobs' early experiences shaped his worldview. From his interactions with technology to his rebellious encounters, each moment contributed to his unique perspective. He learned to see the world through a different lens, one that valued innovation, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. He learned to think differently. This ability to think outside the box would become one of his most valuable assets. It allowed him to approach problems from unique angles and come up with solutions that others couldn't see. Thinking differently wasn't just a skill, it was a mindset. He wasn't afraid to fail. Failure was never the end for Steve, it was just a stepping stone to success. He understood that every failure brought with it valuable lessons and insights. This resilience and willingness to learn from mistakes would be crucial in his journey. This fearlessness would be crucial to his later triumphs. It gave him the strength to face challenges head-on and the confidence to pursue his vision, no matter how ambitious. Steve's fearlessness wasn't about the absence of fear, it was about moving forward despite it. It was the making of a visionary. Every experience, every challenge, and every triumph was a step towards becoming the visionary leader we know today. Steve Jobs' early life was a testament to the power of curiosity, creativity, and the courage to be different. These qualities would not only define his career but also leave an indelible mark on the world. In 1976, Steve Jobs co-founded Apple Computer with Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne. The trio shared a vision of making computers accessible to everyone, not just large corporations or hobbyists. They wanted to create a user-friendly computer that could be used by anyone, anywhere. Their workspace was humble, the Jobs family garage. It was cluttered with electronic parts, circuit boards, and the smell of soldering iron filled the air. Despite the modest setting, it was a hive of creativity and innovation. It was a place of invention. Passion fueled their work. They often worked late into the night, driven by the excitement of creating something new and groundbreaking. The garage became a sanctuary where ideas flowed freely and every small success was celebrated. They believed in their vision. They were determined to change the world with their innovative ideas. Their belief in the potential of personal computing kept them going, even when faced with numerous challenges and setbacks. Their first product, the Apple I, was a hit among hobbyists. It was a simple yet powerful machine that captured the imagination of tech enthusiasts. The success of the Apple. I gave them the confidence to dream bigger and push the boundaries of what was possible. It was a sign of things to come. The success of the Apple I was just the beginning. It marked the start of a journey that would see Apple become a household name and a leader in the tech industry. The Apple II followed soon after. It was a revolution. The Apple II was more advanced, more user-friendly, and it appealed to a broader audience. It was a game changer that set the stage for the personal computing revolution. The Apple II brought personal computing to the masses. It was no longer just a tool for hobbyists or businesses. It became an essential part of everyday life for people around the world. The Apple II made computing accessible and practical for everyone. Apple was no longer a garage operation. The company grew rapidly, moving from the humble garage to a bustling office. The team expanded and the company began to take on a more professional and structured approach. It was a global phenomenon. Apple's products were being used by people all over the world. The company had a significant impact on the tech industry and was at the forefront of innovation. Jobs was the driving force. His vision, determination, and relentless pursuit of excellence were key to Apple's success. He was a charismatic leader who inspired his team to push the boundaries and strive for greatness. He was passionate and demanding. Jobs had high expectations and was known for his intense and sometimes demanding leadership style. He pushed his team to achieve the impossible and never settled for anything less than perfection. His vision guided the company. Jobs had a clear vision of what he wanted Apple to achieve, and he guided the company with a steady hand. His strategic thinking and innovative ideas were instrumental in shaping Apple's future. Success came quickly for the young company. Apple's innovative products and forward-thinking approach led to rapid growth and success. The company quickly became a major player in the tech industry. It brought wealth and recognition. Jobs relished the success. The success of Apple brought wealth and recognition to Jobs and his team. They became well-known figures in the tech industry and enjoyed the fruits of their labor. He had a taste of greatness, but challenges lay ahead. Despite the success, Jobs knew that the journey was far from over. He was always looking ahead, contemplating the future and the challenges that lay ahead. The road to greatness was never easy, but Jobs was ready to face whatever came his way. The Macintosh, launched in 1984, was a turning point for Apple. It wasn't just another computer. It was a bold statement of innovation and design. The launch event itself was a spectacle, capturing the imagination of tech enthusiasts and the general public alike. The anticipation was palpable, and the excitement in the air was electric. The Macintosh was a revolutionary machine. It was user-friendly, designed to be accessible to everyone, not just tech experts. Its sleek design and intuitive interface set it apart from anything else on the market at the time. It was a computer that promised to bring the future into the present. The Macintosh introduced the world to the graphical user interface and the mouse. These innovations made computing more interactive and engaging. For the first time, Users could navigate their computers with ease, using visual icons and a pointing device rather than typing complex commands. It was a game changer. Jobs poured his heart and soul into the Macintosh. He was deeply involved in every aspect of its development, from the hardware to the software. His passion for perfection drove the team to push the boundaries of what was possible. He believed in the Macintosh with an almost religious fervor. He saw it as a work of art. He was a perfectionist, obsessed with every detail. From the way the machine looked to the way it operated, everything had to be just right. This relentless pursuit of excellence was both his greatest strength and his greatest weakness. He demanded the best from his team. He pushed them to their limits, expecting nothing less than perfection. This high-pressure environment fostered innovation but also created tension. The team was driven by a shared vision, but the stress was palpable. The Macintosh was a testament to his vision. It was a product of his uncompromising standards and his belief in the power of technology to change the world. It stood as a symbol of what could be achieved when creativity and technology intersected. However, the Macintosh's initial sales fell short of expectations. Despite the hype and the groundbreaking technology, it struggled to find its market. The high price and limited software options were significant barriers. The dream of a computer for everyone seemed out of reach. The pressure mounted on Jobs. The financial strain and the mounting criticism took a toll on him. He was under immense pressure to turn things around, to prove that the Macintosh was not a failure. The stakes were incredibly high. Cracks began to appear within Apple. The stress and the high expectations led to internal conflicts. The once cohesive team started to fracture. Disagreements over the direction of the company and the future of the Macintosh became more frequent and more intense. Jobs' management style created conflict. His demanding nature and his refusal to compromise alienated some of his colleagues. The tension between him and the rest of the team grew, leading to heated arguments and a toxic work environment. The stage was set for a dramatic turn of events. The internal strife and the external pressures were building to a breaking point. Something had to give, and it was only a matter of time before the situation reached a critical juncture. Jobs' control over Apple was slipping. The board and the executives were losing confidence in his leadership. The visionary who had once been the driving force behind the company was now seen as a liability. A power struggle was brewing. The battle for control of Apple was intensifying. Jobs found himself at odds with the very people he had once inspired. The future of the company hung in the balance. It would have devastating consequences. The fallout from this power struggle would change the course of Apple's history. The revolution in personal computing that Jobs had envisioned was at risk of being derailed. Section 4. Betrayal and exile. Jobs' ouster from Apple. In 1985, Apple's board of directors made a fateful decision. They ousted Steve Jobs from the company he founded. It was a crushing blow. He felt betrayed by his own creation. He had poured his life into Apple. Jobs was devastated. He had lost his company. He had lost his purpose. He felt lost and alone. It was a dark time. Jobs' departure sent shockwaves through the tech world. Many wondered what would become of the visionary leader. Jobs could have walked away, he could have retired, but he was not finished. He had more to prove. Section 5, the next chapter, Innovation in the Wilderness. After leaving Apple, Jobs didn't give up. He founded Next, a computer company focused on the education and research markets. He was determined to prove himself. He poured his energy into Next. Next's computers were technologically advanced. They were beautifully designed. They were expensive. They failed to gain mass market appeal. But Next allowed Jobs to refine his vision. It kept his passion for technology alive. During this period, Jobs also invested in a small animation studio called Pixar. It would become a pivotal decision. Pixar would change the face of animation. It would remind the world of Jobs' genius. Section 6, Pixar, where technology met storytelling magic. Under Jobs' leadership, Pixar flourished. The studio released groundbreaking animated films like Toy Story and Finding Nemo. Pixar became a global phenomenon. It was a testament to Jobs' ability to spot potential. Pixar's success brought Jobs back into the spotlight. It reminded the world of his talent. He had not lost his touch. He was still a visionary. He was still a leader. Jobs' time at Pixar was a period of creative renewal. It taught him the power of storytelling. It rekindled his passion. He was ready to return to the company he loved. The stage was set for one of the greatest comebacks in business history. Section 7. The Second Coming. Jobs returned to Apple. In 1997, a struggling Apple computer made a surprising move. They acquired Next. Steve Jobs returned to the company he founded. It was a storybook comeback. Jobs returned to a very different Apple than the one he had left. The company was on the brink of collapse. Its products were outdated. Its morale was low. Jobs knew he had to act quickly. Jobs wasted no time in shaking things up. He streamlined the product line. He refocused the company on innovation. He instilled a new sense of purpose. Apple was ready for a renaissance.